sorry. Welcome to our citizenry and our staff for coming to our city council meeting this evening. As we get started, I've asked Bonnie Barker if she would give us an opening prayer, and Lacey Smith if she would give the Pledge of Allegiance.
Together in this Payson City Council meeting. We're thankful for this town and for what it means to each one of us in this beautiful valley, and grateful for those that serve in the city council and the mayor and the city employees that make this such a great place to be. We ask thy spirit and blessing to be with us as we discuss needful matters that pertain to the city. And we ask this prayer in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
You will please stand.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. See, our mayor's here.
There he is.
You didn't get an appointment, Mark. You didn't even do it officially.
And that's okay. When you get Thank you. We just have the praying pledge.
Okay, thank you. Sorry for being late, ladies and gentlemen. I was coming back from Salt Lake. I got there. Thanks. Okay, so we'll move on to C, the consent agenda. Number 1, approval of the January 7th, 2026 City Council minutes. Number 2, confirmation of the monthly financial information. Number 3, resolution, South Utah Valley Municipal Water Agency Board appointments. Number 4, Mount Nebo Water Agency appointments. Number 5, approval of the municipal law enforcement service agreement between Payson City and Mountain View Hospital for security services. Council, unless there's any discussion on this consent agenda, I'm ready for a motion.
Mayor, I motion that we approve the consent agenda.
I'll second.
Okay, we'll go ahead and Council Prosgaard.
Yes.
Council Moss.
Yes.
Council Rowley.
Yes.
Council Hewlett.
Yes.
Council Smith.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Thank you. Moving on to D, petitions. Number 1, Chamber of Business Employee or Community Service Award. Jim or Diane, are you here? There you are, Diane. Thank you.
It's good to be here. It's good to see new city council members. So I'm glad to be here to be able to represent the chamber this evening and just give you a quick, I hope, Jim wrote it. So as quick as it can be, kind of an agenda from what happened in our 2025. So it made me tired kind of reading it. In 2025, we supplied 396 welcome bags that were distributed to new families moving into Payson and Santaquin. We supported the Payson Economic Development Board, serving on the business retention and education committees. We held our annual bowling event in March, which now looks like our last bowling event for a while. We had great participation and more opportunities for businesses to promote themselves to our residents. We celebrated 16 ribbon cuttings of new businesses and connected many business owners and representatives throughout our monthly lunch, meet and eat, network meetings, and several other events. We sponsored the Payson High School Athlete of the Year program, which is very popular on social media. With the help from our GoEO grant money, we increased participation at the hometown market by over 60 vendors and a couple thousand visitors. We organized our first Garage to Great workshop for new businesses at Amtech with great participation and rave reviews. We worked together with Springville and Spanish Fort to run another successful South County Business Summit and increased our participation at our annual Payson Christmas Festival from 19 to 42 vendors this year. It was great. Along with the record crowd, I don't know, several thousand, I think, a few thousand at least. It was wonderful. This year's theme, in conjunction with the America 250 celebration, is Garage to Great, Powering America 250. We will tie the America 250 theme into many of our events and remind people that the American story is, at its heart, a small business story. This theme is built on a simple truth. The same revolutionary spirit that built this nation over its first 250 years is exactly the same spirit powering our local shops, home offices, and garages today. Our local businesses aren't just part of the community, they are the engine that powers the American dream into the next century. Throughout this year, the Chamber is committed to being a strategic partner and a power source for our local businesses by providing networking that builds a vital connection that opens doors to new opportunities, by providing education and tools and insights to keep our businesses competitive, by promoting businesses, amplifying their brand and ensuring they get noticed by customers, and community impact, creating how your success fuels the future of our two great cities. We aren't just celebrating 250 years of history, we're drafting the blueprints for the next 250 years right here in Payson. Our annual awards gala is in 2 weeks on February 5th, and we hope that you can all attend. It's at Moments on Main at 6 p.m. Please let Dave Tuckett know if you're able to attend as quickly as possible. We're moving our meet and need events around to different businesses, and next Tuesday we'll be at the Wayfarer. If any of you want to come and join with us, they are sponsoring the lunch. We are working on holding our first golf tournament this year at Gladstone in June, and more details will come out about that. And we just want to thank you for allowing us to serve in the community. It really is our pleasure. And we had a great year and feel like we were able to help a lot of local businesses with resources. And we love being a partner with the city, and we look forward to 2026. So thank you for everything.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you. Okay, move on to the annual Open Public Meetings Act training. Brandon, is that what we need
Mayor,
to change?
we were considering putting this at the end.
Okay,
Since we
that's
have some
fine.
public hearing items, if
Okay,
that's
council,
okay with
give
the
me
council.
the ability to change the,
I motion that we suspend the agenda
So-
and allow the mayor to move us.
okay,
As
is
he
there a
needs.
second?
Second.
Okay, motion been seconded. I'm just gonna ask on this one, just for everybody to say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that motion carries. We'll go ahead and do that at the end of the meeting. Okay, moving on to the public forum. Anyone can speak. Time limit's about 3 minutes. Please be cognizant of your time and let us know who you are if you want to address us. Come on up. Appreciate you being here. Just identify yourselves, all three of you, if you would, and that'd be
Thank you.
great.
My name is Linda Cameron,
Okay,
Linda with a Y. I am the president of People Preserving Petite Neat. This is Bonnie Barker, our vice president, Angela Barney, our secretary treasurer. I have served as a volunteer at Petite Neat for 16 years. Petite Neat, the building, is 125 years this year. I've served for 10 years as the treasurer of the Historical Society and 10 years as the secretary treasurer of People Preserving Petite Neat. Tonight, we would like to present the city with a check for $30,000 to go towards the cost of our bathrooms, our new bathrooms. We have talked about this.
I wish that would cover it, but it won't. But boy, it's a good start.
I know it won't.
It's a good start.
I need to thank the volunteers, our amazing volunteers, those who visit Petite Neat, our wonderful Janine Dean and her idea for a duck race. We have 3 groups of ghost whisperers who come to the building on a regular basis and who are generous with their donations. And the park tax. We are so grateful for the park tax. The park tax keeps a lot of our building in good shape. And we are so grateful to each one of you and for your efforts to help us preserve this amazing building that we have here in Payson. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Totally.
Get a picture.
Just get a picture.
Come on up with this.
Big smile. Give me a smile.
That is a great start. So thank you, ladies. Appreciate you very much. Okay, is there anyone else who would like to come and address us during this public forum? Okay, not seeing anyone. Amelie, is there anybody online? Okay. We'll go ahead and close the public forum and we'll move to staff reports.
Oh, I beat Janine. Proximity is important.
Now she's taking your seat.
That's good. She can have that. Mayor and Council, thank you. I just have a couple that I wanted to bring up tonight. First of all, I wanted to introduce you to David Rowley, if I could have him stand up. David Rowley is our Innovation Center Coordinator. He was recently hired and he has been doing a lot of work out at our Innovation Center and really making that come together and make it possible. What we really wanted to do is also to let you know that we are planning to have an open house and ribbon cutting for our Innovation Center on February 12th, right? February 12th from 4 to 8 with a ribbon cutting at 7 o'clock. And to invite all of you to participate in that. We'll get you official invitations. Good. And I'll send you lots of email and all that information. Don't worry about writing it down. I got you covered. But we just wanted to introduce you to David and let you know that he is hard at work out there, and we're very grateful to have
David,
him.
would you like to come and address us a little bit, or would you tell us a little bit about you, please?
Come
I'd love
up.
to have you do that. Your reputation precedes you, I've got to tell you that, so we're lucky to have you.
So I appreciate the opportunity to work here with Payson. I've been in the business community for over 30 years, helping businesses and growing businesses from my own to others, and just love working with them. So I'm excited to work here in Payson, helping these entrepreneurs get started. We're hoping to get them in to grow, to succeed, and to help stay in Payson and help build the community here. So we're very excited to be able to do that. We've got some wonderful things going on down there. If you haven't been down in a couple of days, we've completely changed the way things look down there, changed the flow, done a lot of different things over there, and putting it together, and it's starting to turn into something really nice.
It'll be a great asset, and you'll be a big part of it. So thank you.
And I'd like to invite you, Mr. Mayor, to come down one day. I'll work with Robert, and we're going to have you on video. We'd like you to do a testimonial for us.
That's what everybody keeps telling me, so I guess I better do it.
Well, you know, I wrote your script already, so you don't have to worry about that.
That makes it easier.
That makes it really easy. So, but I appreciate the opportunity. Thank you.
David, we'll have to get together and find out how we're related, won't we?
Yeah. Yes, we will. I can tell you who it's probably through. John and Ann, but that's okay.
Okay.
If you go back that far.
Yes. Okay. Very good.
Well, welcome. Thank you.
Thanks, David. Appreciate that. My other item, Donna and I had a conversation this afternoon, Donna Gay, our city librarian, about next steps for the library feasibility study, what needs to happen for that. The consultant is asking that we have a public open house just to get information, to disseminate information, all of those types of things. And so we were talking today about tentatively scheduling that for March 16th. That is one that I'd like you to check your calendars because we'd love for you to make that available to attend. That would be March 16th, which is a Monday evening from 6 to 8. That would be held at the library. We would provide food and make it a fun family event. The library wants to provide a lot of activities for that to happen that evening and then to get a lot of input from our residents about next steps for the library and where we're needing to go. We recognize fully that the library is an expensive lift, and basically this is data gathering, so we can plan for the future, whatever future date that may be of expanding our library and making sure that those library needs are addressed. Donna, anything else I need to talk about for that one? If the 16th does not work,
Sorry, location would be the library?
the library.
Very good. Okay.
Yeah. If the 16th does not work, alternative dates would be the 9th, so the week prior, or the week after, the 23rd. But if you could let me know if those dates would work for you, then we can go ahead and get things scheduled, get that out on social media and all of our other avenues of letting people know that we want as much participation as possible so we can get that good data and know how to move forward. So
Not that you haven't made this abundantly clear, but I'll reiterate, this is information gathering. Nothing is imminent.
yes, that is
Okay.
a very good way of putting that, Mayor. Thank you. That's all I have. Thank you.
Janine?
Mayor and council, I just wanted to take a second, but all my volunteers ran out so quick. There's some of them are still sitting out there. I just wanted to let you know what a privilege it has been working at the museum. I love having my office there. I'm away from everyone and it's lovely. Nothing personal, but it is very nice. But it's just a great place. I have loved working with all the volunteers. Anyway, and I was so surprised when they told me that they would be donating 30,000. That's a lot of money, and that's a lot of time that they have saved for this money. We've known we wanted new bathrooms for years. Bob knows, even I was so close one time with Bob, we almost had new bathrooms a few years ago, but things happen but we are so anyway. I thought it was very sweet. We, like the team said, we have ghost chasers come in several times a month. They leave all that money right in the donation box, which the PPP keeps. And the duck races have been very successful. You see that advertised during Onion Days, but it really has come together. And I just feel a huge blessing working with these people in this beautiful museum. And I'm glad that the city didn't tear it down, and we've kept it, and it's really become a prominent figure in Payson, holding many community events. Anyway, so the bathrooms, really, to be honest, I cashed their check a while ago. So we just had that pretend one. So I've already spent it. Anyway, so the bathrooms are almost done. Like, even if you wanted to come and see them, yeah, they know. Anyway, so the bathrooms are in, the stalls are in, the sinks are in. So we're just waiting for those small details to get up the toilet paper rolls, paper towel rolls, and the soap dispenser, and then we'll open it up to everybody. So please come and see the bathrooms. They are beautiful. The shower curtain is gone.
Are you putting that in the museum, the shower curtain?
No, it is. Oh yeah, I should hang it up just right in front of my office. So anyway, but please come and see it. It's beautiful, and I'm just so proud. So, and anyway, thank you, everyone.
Thanks.
Oh, we're gonna PPP. The Petite Neat also has a birthday this year, besides America. So the Petite Neat 1901. So we're 125 years this year. So we will be doing a small reception in March. Donna's creative women at the library, I just love to intermix with everybody in the city. Anyway, they're very creative. They've made cute little pins we're going to be able to give to everyone who visits the museum this year. They'll get a free pin. It says 125 years, the Petite Need. We'll have a small reception in March. We have a fantastic video that shows those people who restored the building way back when we decided to move forward with it. We'll show that, and we'll have cake and punch, and then we'll show off the bathroom. So anyway, thank you again for giving me the opportunity to not only do my job as the events coordinator, but to be over this beautiful building. Thank you.
Janine, just so you know, the Innovation Center has a pin maker, so.
Oh, Donna got me. Yeah, I'm good. Donna set me up. I'm ready to go. Those I am making my own, but still, we're excited. I've got several volunteers. We're good. We're good. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
Janine.
you.
Any other staff? No, Travis, you can't come up then. Okay, then we'll move on to council reports, starting with Lacey.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't really know what to say.
Okay, we'll move on then.
Okay.
Council Hewlett.
Yeah, I just have a few things. One is MTech trustees meeting was in Payson today at the new MTech Center, so that was kind of fun to have all the trustees down here. If you do know any legislators, though, during those legislative sessions, let them know that there's like 387 students, I think, at the MTech building. It's scheduled to have 1,200, but they don't have the instructors. The state never gave them the funding to hire instructors. So if you talk to anybody, tell them we need money down here to get instructors for our MTech building. A couple of things. One is just for development services, the summary pages you guys did in this last packet, they're excellent. I love them. It gives you a lot of good information, so thank you very much. And a couple of things that I thought about after our retreat that I'd like to see Payson work on this year is I'd like to see us have a vision statement for Payson. I don't think we have a vision statement, so it'd be really good to have a vision statement. And then I want to have a Shop Payson Week where we educate the citizens of why it's so important to shop in Payson, how the money stays in Payson, how it comes back in sales tax and helps us so we don't have to raise other taxes or fees. So I'd like to have a great Shop Payson.
Council Rowley.
Thank you, Mayor. I want to express my gratitude to all of those that went to the state capitol today. We had lots of our council and mayor and staff, and most importantly, the youth city council that was up there as well, as we got to bend the ear of our local legislators and representatives. I'm grateful for Representative Doug Welton. That's always been so good to take time for us, and he took some time for us today and brought us up to speed on some bills that he's running. And then we got to have lunch with all of the other youth city councils in the state, and Governor Cox spoke to us, as well as the League of Cities and Towns representatives. And that's always so informative and so great to demystify government a little bit and be in those places. That's both frightening and exciting to see how laws are made here in this state. And I'm grateful to live where we live. I'm so thankful to all of the staff that have worked so hard the last couple of weeks, especially regarding the fallout on some miscommunication we had regarding equal pay. And I thank all of those that work behind the scenes to try to keep that up to date and make that work. I'm thankful for them, and we'll continue to have ideas of how to keep that program alive in the future. If that's something that's important to the residents, which I believe it is, we will find a way to keep it alive and make it cost effective for everyone. Equal pay is an important thing for those that want to keep that in their budget. And I'm thankful to all of the staff and first responders here in Payson City. And I got to make a plug again. We have to pray harder for snow. This is a dismal winter. We need this for our snowpack and our water coming this spring and summer. So pray for snow. That's all I have, Mayor.
Okay. Thank you. You mentioned thankfully you mentioned the equal pay. That is something that it's very important for the city and for those in our city that use it effectively. You mentioned the league. It was actually the elected officials day Uh, as you guys were able to leave, I had to stay to another meeting for a while, and that's why I was late. But the one thing they did mention in that meeting is we broke a record. We had, the last record was 2015, and we broke that record as far as, I think there's like 500 youth council that attended that, the total of over 800 together with the city councils and mayors. And then when the legislatures came in, we actually exceeded the safety of that room. It was above what should have the fire inspector wanted us to have in the room, but we broke a record. So it's been a long day, but it's been a great day.
We broke a record and broke a law in doing it.
Okay.
I'd like to echo what Councilman Rowley said about the equal pay. We will figure out a way to make it work. But also it was an honor and a privilege to go to local government officials day with members of the staff and council and the mayor. We have a beautiful Capitol building up there, and I encourage anyone to go up there and take a tour, go see it. It's absolutely a beautiful heritage site. And I look forward to going next year. And again, thank you to all the staff. Our retreat was great, put together so professionally and organized. It was a really good way to get everyone to get to know each other, and so we can collaborate in a better way, better than we already do, I think. And so thank you to everybody. And that's all I've got.
Okay. Bob.
Thank you. I echo the same with the League in Cities and Towns. I would also thank staff that took the time to come to our retreat and to stand before us and let us know the needs, the wishes, and the wants. That helps gives us a perspective of where we're at and what we need, where we need to go from there. Those that put that together, thank you very much. That was very informative and will help down the road in making decisions. Travis said he wasn't going to take any time tonight, but he tethered me with his item. So
Travis.
I wanted to report, since I'm now the water worrier for the city, that the good news is we're at 77% of precipitation in the ground, meaning the soil is 70%, 77%. The bad news is we only have 11% of snow pack. We have 3 inches of snow up. If any of you know where the cow cabins are, there's 3 inches of snow up there. And so we don't have a whole lot to work with right now. So I was excited to hear the state legislature is going to take up water issues along with land issues and help cities figure this out. I was even more shocked to see the projections, the updated projections of growth that is anticipated not only within the south part of the county, but statewide. It's unreal of what's coming. So we need to be more efficient, more prepared, and to plan for our community the way we want the community to go. So thank you, council, that came to today. I thoroughly enjoyed the day. Brian, we missed you, but we knew you had other responsibilities. So thank you for doing those responsibilities. That's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you. It's amazing how maybe 3 years ago we had 8 to 10 feet up there at that cabin.
Yep.
So we're at the mercy of Mother Nature in a lot of ways. Okay, we'll move on to E, action items. Number 1, public hearing / ordinance vacation of portions of the public street right away at 1750 West and Arrowhead Trail. Dave?
Just 1 second, Mayor. Where's my document? Okay. Sorry, I was going to share my screen. Now I can't find the document. There it is. Okay. Mayor and Council, out on Arrowhead Trail, you may have seen that, but as part of the development, the Arrowhead partners, the road needed to be moved so it would come out on a 90 with Arrowhead Trail. Here's kind of a graphic of it. The area in red is where the old road was. Came out kind of on an angle on Arrowhead Trail. So the developers moved that road so it came in on a 90. They've already put the road in. At this time, we're working to vacate the portion that we no longer need. There's no utilities in that, and they had to go secure land, but put the new road in. So in order to do that under the state code, there has to be a petition, which is in your packet. All the surrounding property owners have signed that. We have to have a public hearing that shows that it's not detrimental to vacate that road, because we now have the new road, and that's where the utilities will be. And so that's the purpose of this hearing today, is just to have a public hearing for the public. Arrowhead Partners, their representatives are here if you have any questions for them, but right now we just need to have a public hearing to see if there's any public comment on us vacating that road.
Okay, Dave, thank you. I've been on that road. It's very, very nice. It's really enhanced the ability to be safe as you come from that area. So we'll go ahead and I'll ask the council if we can open a public hearing. Do I have a motion to do so?
I'll make a motion to open the public hearing.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, that requires a roll call vote, starting with Council Smith.
Yes.
Council Healy.
Yes.
Rowley.
Yes.
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 Okay, we'll go ahead and open this public hearing. Please step to the mic if would like to address us, and state your name, where you're from, and speak clearly if you live in the provinces of the time, and try to not rehash all the information. Oops, sorry. Let's whether you agree or disagree with the comments that my phone just went off. Okay, yeah, go ahead and disagree or agree with the previous comments that our city administrator, Dave Tuckett, has given to us. So we'll go ahead and open. If anybody would like to come and address us on this subject, please do so. Okay, not seeing anyone here in the council chambers. Anybody online? Okay. Okay, well, I'll accept a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
Second? Okay. Roll call vote, starting with Council Rosegard,
Yes.
Council Moss.
Yes.
Council Rowley.
Yes.
Council Healy,
Yes.
Council Smith.
Yes.
Okay, the public hearing is closed. Any discussion, council?
This seems to make sense for safety and for land use reasons, and staff seems to feel okay with it, and so does
Pretty
the
open
public.
shut.
So yeah,
Pretty straightforward.
Okay, then I'm ready for motion on this item.
Mayor, I motion that we approve the vacation of portions of public street rights of way at 750 West Arrowhead Trail.
1750.
Thank you. 1750 West Arrowhead Trail.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and seconded. Roll call vote, starting with Lacey.
Yes.
Yes.
Brian? Council Rowley?
Yes.
Council Moss?
Yes.
Council Rosegard?
Yes.
Rosegard. Okay, motion carries. Thank you.
We'll sign an ordinance to be recorded, and then we have a quick claim deed, quick claiming any interest we have in that parcel.
Okay, thank you, Dave. Okay, number 2, public hearing / ordinance request to extend the municipal boundaries containing 29.79 acres located at approximately 3751 west, 9600 south. I won't give all the the coordinates here, but known as the clearing annexation. Okay, Michael.
It's always a little slow loading. Here we go. Okay, so this is the Clearwing annexation as the mayor stated. The request tonight would be for annexation and for a zoning designation of I-1 if approved for annexation. To orient you a little bit on where this is, I always like to do these fun little Google maps, so let's zoom in for it. Oops, it went past it. Whoops, it's supposed to have a little box there. So anyways, it was where my cursor was pointing in this vicinity right here. Kind of almost makes like a Nevada shape right there. Oh, there's the thing that all of a sudden pops up. So these are the parcels being requested for annexation. You can see the yellow boundary there is the current municipal boundary.
Was there a little finger that went down to tie-ins that wasn't shown on your map there?
So there is a parcel right here where my cursor is. It's really small in there, but otherwise there's just a gap in the parcels right there by the.
What about down by the Baker one to tie into the Orchard Business Park? I thought there was that little strip right.
This one here?
No, just to the left. That little, like that one right there.
Yeah. So that wasn't part of the request.
Okay.
So these parcels here, these 5 parcels were part of the request for annexation. And like I said earlier, the request is for an I-1 industrial zoning designation that matches what the future land use map says for our general plan. There is a draft annexation agreement that was discussed with the applicant. We just were notified today that they're okay with that. So we would just finalize that, remove any of the comments, and we can get that to you. Any questions on this?
You know the total acreage? I'm trying to add it up here quick.
I think it says in
29.79.
29.79.
29.7. Okay.
Any other questions?
Council, any questions? Okay, well then if there's no questions at this point in time, we'll go ahead and I'll get a motion to open a public hearing.
Mayor, I move that we open the public hearing on the request to extend the municipal boundaries containing 29.79 acres at approximately 3751 west, 9600 south.
Okay.
I'll second.
No, but there's a second. Roll call vote, starting with Council Provost Guard.
Yes.
Council Moss.
Yes.
Council Rowley.
Yes.
Hewitt.
Yes.
Council Smith.
Yes.
Okay, we'll go ahead and open up a public hearing, pretty much the same instructions as previous public hearing. Please step to the mic to speak clearly, identify yourself, be cognizant of the time, and don't repeat previous information regarding this item. Okay, not seeing anyone that's wanting to come up, I'll take a motion to close the public hearing.
Mayor, if I may,
You bet.
I did receive an email from someone
Please.
earlier this week, and we can include their comments
Yes, let's do
in
their
the
comments.
in the record. So.
Okay, that's great. Okay, I'll accept a motion to close the public hearing.
I'd like to comment.
Oh,
I'm
Okay.
online.
yes, I'm sorry, I didn't check. I'm sorry. Would you identify yourself, please?
My name is Nancy Head.
Okay, Nancy, thank you. Go ahead.
I have 2 concerns. First of all, the infrastructure. Highway 96 is not wide enough to handle any potential increase in traffic. When that road was first cut through the area, it was basically understood that something would eventually be done. When you annexed the 40 acres, just a couple of years ago, we were under the understanding that there was money to fix those roads so that those big trucks would not keep us from being able to use our road. When I got an email back from Michael, I don't know who that is, he said that it is a county road and that the county has to decide or determine when there is a problem or a need for improvement. I'd like to know who gets to decide when there is a need for improvement. Does someone have to get injured in an accident of some kind, which I have seen and witnessed myself a couple of different times? So that's one of the problems that we have. The other is, do we not understand that water is a finite resource? And in this current situation that we are in, when you add something to an area like this, it drains the aquifers that feed our homes and our farms. And we have to dig down deeper, which costs thousands of dollars to maintain the wells that feed our homes and our animals. We fight with Payson City as Oldfield water users every single year for water that we need to irrigate our farms. And if this proposal goes through, we're going to lose even more water that we need to maintain what our families have owned for over 100 years. And our children are growing up on these properties, being able to maintain it's crazy, it's insane. When is enough enough? When are we going to place a moratorium on the fact that the city doesn't need to grow anymore? We have enough warehouses that are currently not being used by anyone as far as businesses go to provide jobs and tax money. Can't we fill those businesses up, those empty warehouses up first, and then perhaps look at annexation somewhere down the road? But it just disturbs me and bothers me a lot that we just keep adding empty buildings that are not being used, and the water is being drained from us.
Okay.
So
Thank
when's
you.
enough enough?
Okay, thank you for your comments. Okay. Anyone else? Okay, we'll go ahead. I'll accept a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
A second. Okay, roll call vote starting with Council Smith,
Yes.
Council Hewlett.
Yes.
Council Rowley.
Yes.
Council Moss.
Yes.
Council Probostgard.
Yes.
Okay.
Mayor, need to make a statement. So Joel Kester owns Clear Wing, and he was a managing member of an LLC that I had. I just closed that at the end of the year, but I just wanted to make that. Just make that statement. I don't think that'll affect how I vote, but
Okay.
just to put that on the record.
Council, thank you for that disclosure. Okay, any other discussion on the item?
Is the applicant here?
No.
Randy.
Yes, I'm here.
Is online.
This is Randy
Okay.
Park.
Okay, very
You're
good.
online. Would you like to comment to us, Randy?
No, I think I appreciated the lady's comments just a minute ago. I think that's always a concern. Our plan is not to develop this tomorrow. Our plan is really to support the city's master plan, of which this is, and it cleans up some boundary lines and different things that are there. Our plan is eventually is what we have proven over time is that we were part of the brown parcels that were sold to WICP, that they have gone in and developed, and those properties are being filled. And they brought in Maverick. And so we are bringing in, I believe, good quality people that improve the overall lifestyle of Payson. And we want to honor that lifestyle and be supportive of Payson. And I think that we're going to make it better, not worse.
Okay, Randy, thank you. Any other discussion?
I do have a little bit of
Okay,
discussion.
wonderful.
As I looked at the map yesterday, and yeah, you can see it. So when we annex, and we affront a road, a street, we annex half of the road. Is that?
Sometimes yes,
We annex
sometimes
to the
no.
center line,
Sometimes yes, sometimes no. It depends on what the county wants.
but that's a county road, right? So we don't have the right to annex that county road, is that? Where I'm going with this is we've got a small sliver up there of the large piece that necks right up to the road that is not right up to the road.
Yeah, so sometimes that happens just with the county,
Who are you?
I'm sorry, I'm Jonathan Knight. I'm the city engineer.
Yep.
The county's right of way is wider in some spots just because they've already acquired it at some point. And it does happen where we annex both sides of the road, and the road is in essence part of Payson City, but it is not Payson City right of way. It would still be maintained by the county. We recently did a swap with the county to give them, they wanted to maintain control of this road. And so we had 900 North right there where it connects to Main Street. We had a small stretch of that.
Yep.
And they held a small portion of 400 West where it connects to 900 North.
Mhm.
And so we recently swapped that with them so that they own the entirety of 9600 South now, or 900 North. And they've given us their cross section, how wide the right of way needs to be, and that's in our development guidelines. It's in our standards. So as development happens, right of way gets dedicated, and that evens out and becomes a nice corridor. But it will always be the county's right of way.
The cardinal sin in this thing that I'm learning faster and faster, and I thought I knew a lot, is that until we build it, we're not going to get any movement from the state. And I'm referencing not only 8 South Overpass, I'm referencing this county road. Until it does become a problem, and Mrs. Head is spot on with that road, until development takes place, the county or the state's not going to recognize
That's correct.
that it's a problem.
Correct.
And if there's a developer along there, then the developer would be responsible for.
Yeah, once development starts to happen, then the developer is responsible to build their portion of the road.
That's correct. But it still doesn't, we've got the same problem out on Arrowhead. We've
Yeah.
got this beautiful wide road coming from the east, heading towards Payson, and all of a sudden there's no development and it bottlenecks right back into a 2-lane little road. And
Yeah, that happens.
that's
all
where
the
I'm
time.
afraid there's going to be serious accidents.
It's not an unfounded fear.
I understand.
It's the nature of the beast, unfortunately.
I guess with me, I question the timeliness of the need of this annexation with the current constraints we hold on utilities that we need to run out there to service such buildings. This is also a very main corridor heading out to West Mountain. And I don't think our current code protects us enough and is specific enough with the I-1 designation to eliminate certain types of businesses and buildings that I might not want to see in this area. And I know we're right up there, and this would not be an island; it'd be a continuous annexation. But for me, with the information I have right now and the timeliness on this, I don't think for me this is not ready for approval yet. I just don't think that the property's there yet, the road's there yet, the utilities and the timeliness. And I do understand Councilor Prosgaard's remarks of UDOT and the county and other entities that control roads being very reactionary to the needs of the roads. But in the same token, I don't feel comfortable just shoving development down a certain area saying, well, I hope this causes them to fix that road by approving a bunch of other things. And so for me, I don't think this is quite ready yet. I also have concerns. It's nothing personal against any of the applicants or property owners, but just know I have a heightened awareness of people getting these things approved and then turning around and selling them the next day. And that's fine. That's America. That's capitalism. That's great. But I just really want to see a more vested interest and see more detailed plans of what would be going here before I would approve such a thing.
Okay. Okay, any other discussion by council? Okay, then I'm ready for a motion on this item.
Advantageous to table this item or reject it? What's staff's recommendation on
I
we
think we
just
need
had
to act
time
on
this-
on the motion that's before us first.
You can choose whatever motion you want to make. There's not a particular motion. That's what we're here for tonight. Having just received the information from Mr. Park that they're okay with the agreement and the agreement still being 99% done, but not fully done, I would recommend tabling until we finish that agreement fully. But that's a staff or a council decision.
Okay, so whatever motion the council would like to entertain, let's entertain it.
I don't feel like tabling it right now is the answer either. I mean, like you said, when I was looking over it, my very first thing was when I read through everything, I said, it even states right here, like they have no plans anytime soon. So what's the urgency? That was my very first thing that popped up. So me personally, I think that tabling it just kind of leaves it there for, yeah, that's my.
Yeah.
If that's the motion, then
So,
have someone
Mayor,
make the motion.
Mayor, can I make a comment? And I'm not talking about this in general, but when I look at a commercial industrial property that we can get into the city, we can start to put into the inland port and start to promote it. I like to see that come in, and then the utilities will have to come to it. Something they'll pay for it. We won't pay for it, but it'll come to it. So any property that makes sense right next to other industrial commercial properties, I would whether they have a plan for it now or trying to get somebody else to buy it, I'd be for it. So.
Mayor and council, I know this isn't my time, but can I make a comment?
You bet, please
on
go.
this? Might just add a little bit of additional information. Just about your motion. So not encouraging you one way or another to make a motion, but just maybe some of the consequences of each motion. If you motion to approve, obviously we know what happens. If we motion and the decision is to deny the application, the process ends. And they would have to start over and go through the whole process all over again. If you tabled, that doesn't have to be for a specific amount of time. If there's additional information that you want that would help to provide clarity, or if there's additional development plans that you want to see, that might be helpful. I don't make that comment to sway one way or the other. It's just part of the process of helping you understand what the consequences of each of those actions would be. So,
Although I don't get to a vote, I think would make sense to table it.
yeah. So thank you.
I
Hearing
appreciate
that, I mean, that makes sense and that's helpful for me. I mean, that's something that I would want to see is, I know that they can go ahead and also sell it, but I would love to see what the plans are. If that is their plan to sell it, then, but I also do know that I was here when I listened when the other annexations and such were coming, and I really listened to every single one of the people that spoke about it, and I do take that into consideration also. And so I'm fine with tabling it. But I would like to see something further other than just wanting it to be a part of Payson. So
Well, and couldn't they just sell it anyway, whether we?
Sure.
it's
So that's
more
not-
beneficial to be annexed in.
Anytime they want,
Right. So
whether it's approved or tabled.
approving it
or
or denying it.
Mayor, may I make any comment?
Sure, go ahead, Randy.
I guess the only thing I would say is I appreciate where they're coming from. They'd like to see exactly what we're going to do with the property. And because there's property reserved, the church and orchards that has already been approved L1 behind us, this is part of theirs also. It in my mind, no different than when we did the Brown property. We didn't know it's kind of a process for developers. It's a moving target. it changes a little bit. When we first went in there, we didn't realize that we're going to put a Maverick. So if we would have given the city an exact plan of what we were going to do, it wouldn't have been right because it changes. And I guess there's got to be a little bit of faith in my mind that if you're working with developers and people that have got a long track record of developing and doing what we say we're going to do and providing a better product, you've got to believe a little bit in us. If it's only that it's based upon exactly what it's going to be, um, it changes in today's world. I mean, look at the world overall. I mean, it changes daily. So for us to commit to something specifically that's going to be there, I don't know that it's fair to us or the other people that are on this annexation because we can't determine that. Does that make sense?
It does.
Yeah, we appreciate that perspective, Randy. I understand. And but to me, as I pull up this map, and I've drove that road almost every day in my life, even the land we've annexed directly around you is still raw land. And so for me, I think we shouldn't just annex and grow just for the sake of growing. I think I want to see the natural flow from the city as it moves out to see how the design elements fall into place. And then we can better dictate and work together as a team of what those development agreements and property uses might look like. And I'm not trying to ding you at all for trying to increase the value of this land. But for Payson City, with the current traffic constraints we have, with the very limited Main Street interchange we have, I think it'd be prudent to wait till we have the new interchange to entertain the idea of doing large swaths of annexation of raw land that is next to other raw land. I think this annexation for me is not timely enough to table either, because I don't want to string you out and say, well, maybe, and give you this checklist of boxes you have to check, and then at the end, I still haven't changed my mind and everybody's still disappointed. So I appreciate where you're coming from, but for me, this isn't quite timely enough for our utilities or for the other surrounding land that we've already annexed that's still sitting vacant.
Okay. Unless there's any other information from the council, I'm ready to
I
accept
do
the
have
motion.
something else to say.
Okay, good.
It fits the general plan. It's in the I corridor that we've always anticipated. I too am with Ryan that there's a lot of ground around that we've annexed and taken the heat in public hearings and made good decisions to annex them in. I don't favor defeating it. I do favor tabling it. And I wouldn't specify a period of time, but it meets the criteria of coming into Payson where it's at. And that's what we desire on what we have always called the truck route, as a buffer zone and the I zone. So unless you favor changing the zone and defeating it because of that, I'm open to hear what that is, but that's not what is proposed. So I would more favor that we table it and sit on it and not defeat it, because that all of a sudden says Payson City's closed their doors to further development because they've already got enough annexed into town. I favor people having the right to do what they want with their property, provided it meets our general plan and it meets our statutes. And I can't turn this down because it doesn't meet that. Payson City doesn't go out and knock on doors and ask to be annexed. That's not what we do. We deal with those that come to us and say, we want to come to the city. And we're tethered as, and I'm not lecturing anybody, but we're tethered with making the right decision for Payson City. In whole, not just individuals. And I have a hard time saying no to this. Do I want more information? Absolutely. But I have a hard time saying no to it because it meets our general plan requirements. And with the inland port being approved now, it might be a wait and see for a little while. Well, we'll wait and see. If we defeat it, it starts the whole process all over again. So that's my input, council. Go where we want to go with it.
And I guess I don't want to see necessarily the zoning change, but I do think our current zoning does allow for loosey-goosey loopholes of what kind of businesses could exist in that I-1 area, which draws me concern and pause. And I just got to get on the stump here, and to anyone that has land in West Mountain, myself included, this is unfortunate reality of our proximity to I-15. And the only way to control the land is if we own it as private residents. And so this is a unnecessary, awful thing that we weigh, and we don't take it lightly to make these decisions. But for me, I appreciate what Bob's saying, but for me, still the timeliness of this one causes me enough reason to say I don't know if this one's quite ready yet.
Okay, I think we've had pretty good discussion on it. I'm ready for a motion, whatever that motion may be.
Mayor, I motion that we deny the request to extend the municipal boundaries containing acres located, 29.79 acres located at approximately 3751 West, 9600 South, known as the Clearwing annexation.
Okay, is there a second for that motion?
I'll second.
Okay, a motion been seconded. Roll call vote starting with Lacey.
We're saying yes to
Deny it.
yours, right? Yes.
Okay, Brian?
No.
Council Rowley? Brian?
Yes.
Ann?
Yes.
And Bob? Probst.
No.
So we have 2 noes and
Three
3 yeses. Motion carries. Okay. Moving on to resolution number 3, approval of the, we don't need to do that one. Moving on to number 4. Okay, number 4 is ordinance development guideline
Mayor.
updates. Jonathan?
We need to do 3 still.
Mayor,
Yes,
since number 3 is on the agenda, we do need a motion.
and you need a motion. Okay. Then now I'll accept a motion for approval of the annexation agreement we just denied. What's that? Yeah.
Mayor, I make a motion that we deny the Clearwing annexation agreement.
I'll second.
Okay, and that's been seconded. We'll go again, Council Provost Guard.
No.
Yes. Oh,
Council
you didn't
West.
call my name. Do you need to call?
Yes.
Council Rowley? Council Hewlett?
No.
Council Smith?
Yes.
Okay, same result. Motion carries. Okay, number 4, ordinance development guideline updates.
So every year I bring updates to our development guidelines to you guys. I try to make it really easy. I don't do a fancy presentation like Michael does because it's text and stuff that I get a kick out of, but not a lot of other people do. So I track changes on all the documents I send you. I cloud everything so you can see what's different from the ones that we currently run. This is largely driven by lessons learned over the previous year, changes in products, changes in construction methods, things like that. There wasn't anything too significant in these changes, just a little bit of cleanup for the most part. Excuse me, adding in a few more details for our stormwater, things like that.
Jonathan, as I reviewed, it looked pretty dang good. There's lots of green marks and red marks and cleaned up language and streamlined process and language.
Yeah, and I apologize. The Word doc was giving me style issues with the track changes on. So at some point I was just like, forget it. I'll fix it in post.
It looked pretty.
So Jonathan, a couple of things on page 16 on the development guidelines. One, it goes building permits, and it's got A and a whole bunch of ones, and then it's got E and then F. So
Yeah, so that was the styling issues I just spoke about.
then the other thing is it says that no building permit will be issued except till curb and gutter are installed and accepted. And then we have farther down it says may not withhold a building permit based on sidewalk, blah, blah, blah. So kind of those kind of, one says you have to, the other says,
Well,
is there a
no,
way
it's
to put the wording in there if maybe you could put it up there in the curb and gutter and then say unless, instead of having
Well,
two different ones?
we can deny a building permit if there is no curb and gutter installed. We cannot if there's no sidewalk. And that's what those two paragraphs are saying. They're two different items.
Okay. Okay.
Good catch.
And just to let you guys know, Commissioner Beecher had some comments. He's like me. He read every word of the document and looked at all the details. So he had some comments. I addressed all of his comments. So the updated set is Planning Commission good to go.
Okay. Any further discussion, council? Ready for a motion?
Mayor, go ahead, Brian.
I'll make a motion that we approve the ordinance development guideline updates.
I'll second.
Okay. Got a motion been seconded on this item. Roll call vote, starting with Council Provost Guard.
Yes.
Council Moss.
Yes.
Council Rowley.
Yes.
Council Hewlett.
Yes.
Council Smith.
Yes.
Okay. Motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Number 5, ordinance / zone change for Hyatt Creek Master Plan area to RMF-10 multifamily residential zone. Michael?
So this is in the same presentation, so I'll just continue on with that to, hopefully it'll let me. There we go. So this area, those of you that were on council last month, this came to you for this zone change request. It was coupled with another zone change request, and so it's been separated from that. So this request is only for the RMF 10 zone change request, and I'll show you the map on that. So that in that area, that red dashed area, that's where this zone change request would be. The applicant is here if you have questions for them, but they are doing the infrastructure work and plan to do, this is probably a little bit better representation, showing it as parcel maps. So the parcel directly above this and then the one directly above that, they're doing the infrastructure work for and have submitted their applications for subdivision developments, and those have been approved. And so this is a continuation of what they potentially want to do in that same area. As you can see, this is the South Meadows plan. That area is in the area for the 10 dwelling units to the acre. It's identified there with the RMF 10. That's their request. And I thought there was another slide, but I guess not. Any questions on this request?
I have one.
Okay.
Okay. I have a lot, but just on this right here, I spent over an hour going through all of this, trying to make sure I had as much information as I could. Our city website is obviously getting updated and everything is a broken link. And then when I went to the county, because I wanted to know currently what is the zoning on it right now that we're changing it from. And it said, contact Payson City for any zoning questions, basically. So right now, what is it zoned as?
So this currently right now is A5H. That's our annexation holding zone.
Which has not been changed since the annexation. It was the same.
Correct.
It was under county as well.
And so the reason they said see us, it's already annexed into town.
Mhm.
Other questions?
When they brought the development or when they first to the plan to the city, I guess that was the other thing that I wanted to get a copy of the, I don't remember what it was called, but the Hyatt master plan, like the actual master plan. And I couldn't get that. And I'd asked for it, but she wasn't able to get it either. And so I was just curious, like, what they proposed to the city in that master plan. Because I'm just curious, like, if in that master plan they had proposed so many units, so many this, and that was kind of what was presented to the city first. And you can educate me as much
So
as
they, I'm not sure if you're asking about the development agreement or if you're asking about a concept layout for their whole development.
the concept layout of the whole development more so. Like, I mean, is
So this is the map from the South Meadow plan, but you're talking about the developer's plans for the property. Is that correct?
yeah, like I would think that they present something to the city. Like they're not just going to come in and just say like, well, hopefully we can do this with it. That's what I meant.
So
Like, I couldn't find
they've
any of
shared
that.
some concept layouts with
Okay.
us. One of the largest things with this property is this is where their clubhouse and amenities are going to go for their surrounding properties, but then they'll also have some townhome product here. I think there's intent to have one condominium unit building fronting 1950 here. And so that's the intent of this. If you'd like, we can get those for you, but we did not put those in the packet.
Okay.
And Lacey, to answer that question, Tyler did present to us probably a month ago.
I tried to find all of that and everything's broken.
And
Because
right, the new website, and he did show us some conceptual designs and plans that they had for this specific parcel as well. And this does fall into our current area specific plan as well as far as
okay.
density.
That's what I wanted to
Good
see what they had
questions, yeah.
presented last time because I was here and I did listen, but it was a while ago and I just wanted more like specifications of what the change was because I do remember it was a change. And then if I remember right, the surrounding parcels were zoned for the RMF 10. Is that correct?
Correct. So you can see the areas to the north of that red box. Those are already zoned, that RMF 10. The one that has the black arrow pointing to it is zoned RMF 10 with a reduction for only 6 housing units to the acre. But the rest is the RMF 10 just directly above. The properties on the other side of the road there are not affected with this. That's other property owners. And then immediately to the east of that red box, the applicant already owns, and that is RMF 10 as well.
So can you, either the applicant or you, so do all of the parcels except for these two right now are zoned for RMF 10 currently? Or is that the plan? Is that what they?
So this parcel here is RMF 10.
Okay.
My mouse is going all over the place. This one right here is RMF 10, and this piece you can see just where the cursor's pointing is. And then this one is 10, but it's got that reduction to the 6 units to the acre instead of the 10. And so that's what's currently zoned in the area.
So this is nothing out of the ordinary from what's already been approved.
No.
Tyler, one question. Will this particular development trigger you guys finishing that road between the Christian Life Church and the Carlisles?
No.
Okay. This one's too far this is further to the north, right?
Yeah. That I gotta say, I realized last time with our last application, we messed up. We should not have had that much stuff on one. So that's why we're just doing this one. But
yeah, we're just simple minds. So thanks.
No, well, yeah, I got confused, honestly. So I think that was my bad. Yeah, this one we wouldn't, but we're working with Michael and Brandon right now on that other one to the south. That I think is going to be all single family, and if we get that zone change,
and then that would trigger the road.
Yeah, that's where we build that whole road out. So.
Thank you.
That's good.
And you own the right of way all the way down to 12,000 what?
Yeah.
Whatever it is, 12,000 something.
Took a couple years. Yeah, like the 1950 can go all the way to Taylor Ranch, basically. Eventually, once I think we have to get an annexation done first, but.
Okay.
So how many units are you guys wanting in? I'm just curious. Like I said, I want to know the answers, and I'm just trying to really I don't want to just say something and not have all the information. And I'm telling you, I dug forever, and I have 2 pages worth of questions after digging and digging. I wanted to know, and I couldn't find it. So
Yeah, and if you have any questions, I mean, you can email us or staff and I can try to get you anything. But honestly, we worked for a while in this area, about like a year and a half or 2 years. We were trying to increase the density here. We were asking to build more units because we felt like it made sense. But we came to the council and the feeling was kind of like 8th South is a problem right now. And so like increasing the density, just the council didn't feel good about it. So we just scrapped, anything trying to change the plan. So I'm kind of beating around the bush. I don't know the answer to your question of like total units. I think we own like 140 acres or so around here. And honestly, we're still working with staff to try to figure out what the density is going to be down by Taylor Ranch. We're not totally sure on that yet, but like on this parcel, I think it's about six acres, and this is 10 units per acre. We'd anticipate 50 to 60 units. So
And possibly a clubhouse on this parcel maybe too. I don't know if you're.
yeah, no, not possibly. I think we sent Brandon and Michael a concept plan that we put in the development agreement, and we do want to include language that permits us like some flexibility, because we'll get down the road with Travis and Jonathan, and we're going to want to move roads a little bit just based on like topography. But yeah, if this gets approved, we'll submit the preliminary plan, and yeah, they'll have clubhouse, a pool, and 2 pickleball courts. So we're pretty anxious to get moving forward on that, because pretty soon, like, we've started selling houses, and like how it works is our agents that sell the houses they'll start bugging us about, hey, are you guys, and I know the city, wants the amenities too. So
Yeah, and Lacey, just to bring a little more comfort to you, this was an item that we really hashed out heavily last couple of meetings, and
Yeah.
this may have got approved if we could have, but it was combined with another thing we weren't quite on the same page with yet, and so we just tabled the entire thing. So now Tyler's bringing back just the portion we were already comfortable with.
Okay.
And he did show us high-level conceptual plans of the building
There
styles,
was
the
a lot
clubhouse.
in that
There was a
meeting.
lot.
And so that's why I
Yes.
was just like,
Yep.
before I do anything, like,
Yep,
I
good
want to make
questions.
sure I understand
Yes.
it, because, like I said, I don't want to have like.
Michael, did you want to add something?
I was just going to say, if this is approved with the RMF 10 zoning, then the density would be maximum 10 units to the acre, but it also is going to take into consideration unbuildable land. It's going to take into consideration the infrastructure they need to put in, the open space they need to provide, those sort of things. And so that's kind of how this is going to work. And the ordinance already lays that out. And I understand why you want to know this information, because it's not going to come back to you again. But our ordinance already lays that out. And so if you want some of that additional information, you're welcome to come talk to staff, and we can help walk you through that.
I was looking at ordinances also, but again,
There's a lot.
maybe I'm not a fan of the new website, but it was incredibly. I feel like I'm a pretty tech savvy person, and I was ready to just be like, oh, I'm done. And then I can't imagine what residents feel too. Like, because there was something else that I was gonna bring up earlier, and then I was like, no, I'll just look up the ordinance. No, it was absolutely impossible. Everything went to a broken link. And so I found a revised one from 2020 with the red marks on it at the county website. So that's why I was just, I did.
And we can
really
educate
dig,
you on
but-
that. I had some of those issues a few days ago, but I haven't had any broken links recently, but there might be a few still.
I'm happy to show you.
Okay.
My Google browser will show you a ton.
Okay, sounds like I think we're ready to take a motion on this item. So unless there's anything else. Okay, I'm ready for a motion.
Mayor, I motion that we approve the zone change for Hyatt Creek Master Plan area to RMF 10 multifamily residential zone.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second it with the addition that we are taking it out of the holding zone. Sorry. I'll second that with the addition, if Council Rowley will allow me, that we're taking it out of the holding zone to put it in this zone.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Basically what we're doing. Yeah.
Okay. Second it.
We've got a motion. Has it been seconded? You second. Okay. Okay, roll call vote, starting with Council Provost Guard.
Yes.
Council Moss.
Yes.
Council Rowley.
Yes.
Council Hewitt.
Yes.
Council Smith.
Yes.
Okay. Passes.
And can I just have a comment? I just have a comment. Tyler, when you bring back the concept drawings and stuff of what you want to bring there, my request is that you don't make it contemporary. Like it needs to be warm, welcoming, attractive housing,
What's the word you used today?
heritage.
Heritage.
Possibly, yes, like heritage look, like Payson heritage look. I'm so over the weird angled roofs and walls and all that stuff. Okay, good.
Sounds like a plan, Tyler.
One thing I would just ask, whether someone could send us some ideas.
Okay.
I think I've sent staff.
I'll be happy.
You
to
know our
come up
little
with
log
some.
cabin out here?
Like that.
Not quite like that, though.
Not,
Anna and I will send you some.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, wrong heritage. We don't want jail type. Yeah, okay, good.
Good.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on. Number 6, resolution/ordinance approval of the amendment to the development agreement for Hyatt Creek Phase B-1, B-2 project to include portions of parcels. And I'm not going to read the longitude, latitude. Michael.
So Mayor, this is just including those portions of the parcels that you just approved the zone change request for. In that development agreement, it references parcels generically because this zone change hadn't happened. And so the intent is to include these parcels. There isn't any other substantive
You want me to read
changes.
those, the longitude, latitude stuff? You want that put in there? Oh,
So
parcel
we've
numbers.
got a property description for the zone change, and so that will go into this. It is actually part of this ordinance.
Okay. Any discussion? Okay, I'm ready for a motion.
Mayor, I'd make a motion that we approve the resolution or the ordinance approval of the amendment to the development agreement for the Hyatt Creek Phase B1 and B2 project to include the portions of parcels listed on the agenda.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion that's seconded. Roll call vote starting with Council Smith.
Yes.
Council Hewitt.
Yes.
Council Rowley.
Yes.
Council Moss.
Yes.
Council Provost Guard.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries. Next one's an easy one.
Actually, Mayor.
Accept the motion.
Wait.
Actually,
Whoa,
Mayor.
whoa, whoa, that's right. That's right. That's right.
I knew I had to get in there.
I wish we could. Okay, the annual Open Public Meeting Act training. Brandon, you waited all this time, didn't you?
Why didn't we get the motion made?
Almost jumped the gun.
Yeah.
This is the dramatic pause.
Tackled those dramatic. Yet. Being a good girl. Uh-huh.
Could have handed you that, Sandy.
What?
I could have handed you that. Sorry.
Thank you for your patience, Mayor and Council. It's that time of year again. We do our annual Municipal Officers and Employees Ethics Act and Open Public Meetings Act training. Buckle up. It's a lot of code. It's a lot of state code. The reason for the ethics and the open meetings laws, they're not just legal requirements, but they're essential foundations of public trust. It's how we build trust with the citizenry. It's how we're operate openly and are accountable with these code sections are to help with those principles that we strive for. The Act, if you get bored and need to fall asleep tonight, can be found in Section 10-3-1301 through Section 1313. So in this training today, we're going to define some terms, talk about prohibited conduct,
briefly look at penalties for violations, and then I'll open it up for questions. As I said, the purpose of the act is to establish standards of conduct for municipal officers and employees, to require these people to disclose actual and potential conflicts of interest between their public duties and their personal interests. I appreciated what Councilman Hewlett did, disclosing his personal connection to that agenda item. I think he learned from this training. To make that disclosure, I would always err on the side of disclosure. You can't. No one's going to be punished for disclosing anything that's potentially a conflict of interest. The definitions in the act refer to appointed officers. So anyone that's appointed, department heads, and elected officers, so the council members. Improper disclosure means the disclosure of private, controlled, or protected information. As a government entity, we have a lot of access to that type of information, and it talks about municipal employees. So this is the part where it goes into more detail about what you can't use your office for a personal benefit. And so they use the term an economic benefit tantamount to a gift. Not an out and out bribe, but something tantamount to a gift. So if somebody offers you a better interest rate on a loan or something, or secure privileges for the officer, municipal employee, or for others, you help someone get some sort of benefit. I'll get you into the golf course for free. Things like that, something tantamount to a gift. Again, but that doesn't apply to the occasional non-pecuniary gift having a value of less than $50. So there's a lot there, and it is kind of vague.
What does non-pecuniary mean?
So pecuniary has to do with money. So non-pecuniary gift it's something that doesn't have to do with money.
Okay.
So a gift, you can't accept a $50 gift. Or $50 cash or a $50 gift card, because that's pecuniary. Non-pecuniary would be the classic example I saw last year was some developers brought tickets to the home show. That's non-pecuniary gift. If it's less than $50, it's okay to take that. But looking at the value of those tickets, they were $24 each. You approach $50 really fast. But it's occasional non-pecuniary gift. So occasional is something that's not regular. It's really not defined, and it hasn't been prosecuted much. So it has to be irregular gift or irregular time period. Just for fun, I wanted to see what the value would be, because this was written in 2013 when it was put in the code at $50. At the average rate of 2.5% inflation in 2026, it should be $69.57. But it hasn't changed for 12 years.
We're approaching the value of Big Mac, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So
Heaven help the soul that tries to run that bill, though. Right. The optics of increasing that.
Yeah. So again, err on the side of disclosure. This section of the code talks about compensation for assistance in transactions involving the municipality. So if you are being paid in any transaction or any piece of business that comes before the council that involves the city, err on the side of disclosure. The code allows for you to still participate in the council or still participate in the transaction so long as you meet the disclosure requirements. These are some of the disclosure requirements. The sworn statement that shall contain the name and address of the officer and municipal employee, the name and address of the person or business entity, a brief description of the transaction, and the nature of the service to be performed, so that we can have it on record that we're complying with it. Another time we need to disclose is if you have an interest in a business entity regulated by the municipality. This might encompass more people than you think it might, but I mean, I believe Councilman Rowley's cherry business is regulated by the city by um, water, electricity, things like that. And he discloses that on his annual disclosure that's his business. And those interests are disclosed in the disclosure statements that Kim probably had you fill out before she left, or maybe Emily did. And those are available on the website. This link wasn't broken. It works. I took the screenshot. This is where they're found. And then used Councilman Rowley's as an example of what it would look like if you wanted to look that up and see the disclosure of people's potential conflicts. And then again, disclosing an interest you might have in a business entity doing business with Payson City. Again, it's not prohibited, but you have to disclose, make those appropriate disclosures. And same thing with investments, creating public interest. So they really narrow it down by those specific interests in specific potential conflicts of interest. The penalties for violations of the act include the following. They could dismiss or remove the officer or municipal employee who knowingly and intentionally violates the act, may rescind or void a contract. For extreme cases of receiving a bribe, could be a felony depending on the amount involved. And just for reference, a third-degree felony is 0 to 5 years, up to $5,000 fine. Second-degree felony, 1 to 15 years. I did do some research on recent cases. There haven't been very many. The one that stands out the most, I think it was Weber County. A municipal employee used road equipment for his personal farm. So he was charged for that. I think it was a Class A misdemeanor, but other than that, I haven't seen too many for violating the act. Which brings us to the next part, the Open Public Meetings Act, Section 52-4 and on. And basically, the purpose of the act is for the city to take actions openly and conduct deliberations openly. We have open meetings to debate openly, and all meetings are open to the public, except when they're not. And all public meetings are open until they're closed. And to comply with the act, we have to give the sufficient notice, comply with the notice requirements, which Kim and Emily have done a great job getting the required notice, the date, the time, the place, so that we can have our council meetings. One of the things that I've added this year is to what constitutes a meeting. A meeting isn't just a formal session. It's any gathering where a quorum of the body discusses public business. So this is where I just counsel you to be careful. If 3 of you gather around someone's car at the end of a meeting and you discuss public business, that's a meeting, and it needs to be properly noticed. The code says informal social gatherings are not considered meetings if no public business is discussed. So if everyone gathers around someone's car at the end of the meeting and you're talking about the snowpack or the jazz game, that's not a meeting. But the minute you bring up public business, it's a meeting, and it's an ex parte communication because there's no one else to hear it. And that's where we can run into some trouble or some issues.
I have a question for you. So our Economic Development Board, if we have 3 council people there, it's a public meeting that's posted. So is that okay? Because they aren't voting, but they can come and participate.
You've complied with the Open Meetings Act because you've provided the notice, and people can listen to it. They can get the minutes. They can hear it. So that's okay. And the whole thing is so that the public can see the deliberations. Because if everyone's talking by the water cooler, a quorum by the water cooler, the public can't hear that, doesn't know what's going on. And then, like I said, a meeting is open unless it's closed. The procedure to close a meeting is there has to be a quorum present. The notice of the open meeting has to have been given, and 2/3 of the members vote to approve closing a meeting. And for a meeting to be closed, it has to deal with certain topics that are found here. the ones that we've seen the most recently are to discuss imminent litigation, possible real estate purchases, things of that nature. If one of those items are pending, the meeting can be closed. But still, there's a record taken of who was present and the items that were discussed.
I have a question on closed meetings, and we've never done this, but I'm just curious because we always put it in the city council, during that time. But could the city council have a closed meeting, like if it's an emergency, because you don't have to notice that, right? It's because it's a closed meeting. So could somebody call closed meeting and have that because it's not open to the public?
Funny you should ask. That's my next slide about emergency meetings. So the notice requirement may be disregarded because of unforeseen circumstances. It's necessary for a public body to hold an emergency meeting to consider matters of an emergency and urgent nature. So in my research of examples of emergencies and urgent nature were natural disasters, infrastructure failure, things like that, where emergency meetings have been held and they weren't violations of the Open Meetings Act. Sorry, does that answer your question?
Well, I guess you could do the closed meeting as an emergency.
Mm-hmm. As long as we try to comply as fully as possible, nobody's going to get in trouble. But those were the classic examples. It was infrastructure failure and natural disasters. Things need to get done. Time is of the essence.
It could be like a litigation thing that something's happening tomorrow. You have to get feedback.
Yep, exactly.
Just, I guess, going along with Councilman Gila. So if you don't have it scheduled on the agenda, but something comes up in the meeting, like if something came up tonight that you felt like we needed to go into a closed session, but it's not on the agenda, you can do that, correct?
You can. I would just articulate the nature of why it's an emergency, just to be on the safe side. And then during those meetings, we're required to keep records. So we've properly noticed them with the date, time, and place. We take written minutes and either an audio recording or the equivalent. So we've done the Zoom meetings. And we include the details of what happened, who was present, the topics, the votes, and must be made available to the public shortly after the meeting. I know that's been a topic of discussion here, getting Planning Commission stuff posted. There's no time frame specified. It just has to be reasonable, and reasonable can be interpreted in many different ways. But I know that's been a topic here that we want to address and get those posted as soon as possible, so that after Planning Commission, you guys have their notes and comments to take up the issue here at council meeting. In a closed meeting, a public body may not interview a person applying to fill an elected position, discuss filling a midterm vacancy or temporary absence, discuss the character, professional competence, or physical or mental health of a person whose name was submitted for consideration to fill a midterm vacancy or temporary absence.
In that, you guys educate me because I know we've been through it. When someone does leave the city council and we're filling that vacancy mid election cycle, do you interview them in public, or are they interviewed, or what's the process there?
We've done that before. We've interviewed in public.
Okay.
And that's the reason, because it's an elected position. We want to do it openly and give people a chance to.
It's a little sloppy, but you have to do it.
Very good.
Now, could we put, we just did it in public, but one thing that we did, as I remember, we could have put them in different rooms and they didn't have to necessarily, the candidates themselves didn't have to listen to the other ones. Am I remembering that right?
I think because of the nature of it being a public office, then most of it is just done out in the open. Okay. Because they're still residents. They still have the right to hear what the other person says, right? Right. So, yeah.
And then,
let's not try to do that too often, council.
Yeah. can't predetermine public body action beforehand. That's why we're avoiding those meetings out in the parking lot where there's a quorum and business is discussed. Can't get on your own separate text thread with people who think you're going to go vote your way, because that would be considered predetermining public body action, and that's prohibited under the code. And then we're required to do annual training on open meetings for public officials every year to refresh our understanding of the act, clarify ethics and disclosure obligations, to help prevent inadvertent violations. The goal isn't punishment, it's compliance and transparency. And as always, if you have any questions about open meetings, ethics, feel free to call, email. You know where to find me.
I got one thing on closed meetings, just that the importance that is a closed meeting and you can't say anything outside that meeting to other people. That's why it's closed.
It's closed. We're trying to.
Right. And I've been in some closed meetings, and later I heard things late that were in the closed meeting. So I just emphasize how important that is.
Yep. No, I agree. Yeah, there's sensitive topics. There's advantages that we want to preserve. And if it gets out, then there was no use having that closed meeting. Do you have any questions tonight, right now? No. All right. So $50, remember. two home show tickets. You're there. You're nearly there. But thank you.
Okay, thank you, Brandon. I guess that does bring us to adjournment. Anybody want to give me a motion to adjourn? Second? Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay.